Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's analysis of Forex and gold, starting our second full week of September 2022. Today's the 11th of September 2022, and we're just looking at Forex Factory here to start off, and there's a lot of high impact news coming this week. So be sure and check forexfactory.com for your local times of when the news will be released. There is a lot on the pound, the US dollar, of course, some on the New Zealand dollar, the Australian dollar, and unusually we don't have news, high impact news on a Monday, but this week we do. So tomorrow some high impact news on the British pound with the GDP month on month will be released at 1 p.m. in Laos and Asia time. That's 2 p.m. in Singapore, 1 p.m. in Vietnam and Thailand, 1 p.m. in Laos, and just check forexfactory.com for your local time. So as we get into the analysis, as I always do, I would like to just start with a review of the trades that I took last week. It wasn't a particularly exciting week, but there was a few good trades, a few stop losses hit, but let's just go through those very quickly. I had a gold sell limit at 1730, if you remember from last Sunday, and there was no trade. Okay, the highest that it got to was 1729.47. So it did not hit that 1730. So this sell limit that I had placed on my MT4 did not execute. Now, if you were watching the charts and you noticed during the week, and this has been for a while, that it goes to a low, a swing low, and then a swing high, then a swing low and a swing high. And you can trade it both ways, but you need to be very, very nimble. That's not the way I trade. I see gold as bearish, and I place a sell limit looking to take a sell trade, and if the trade doesn't execute, then it's no trade. For the Euro US, I had a sell limit and at 1.0003, and because the Euro US has been bearish for a long time, and there was my expectation that we might see it drop even further. But with the release of the interest rate hike of 75 basis points last week from the European Central Bank, that gave some oomph to the Euro US, and it looks like the Euro US could be turning bullish. So in fact, I have a buy trade coming up, and I'll show you that in just a minute. But we hit the stop loss on this trade here. The AUD US, however, turned out okay, all right, with a 50 pip gain. And that wasn't until about midday Friday when it finally did hit the sell limit of 0.6870. It didn't get up there during the week, as you can see, but did on the last day of the week, about midday, got up to 0.6870 and then fell down for 50 pip profit. Then the New Zealand US was, again, that was a sell limit with no trade. The trade sell limit pending order was placed at 0.6155, and it only got up to 0.6152. Oh, 3 pips short. Only 3 pips short. So the sell limit did not execute. And the pound US, okay, this was also no trade. It never even got close to the sell limit, the pending order that I had. So there was no trade on the pound US. And the AUDJPY, oh, this was an excellent one. My buy limit did not execute, but I did see this turnaround, so I got in a little bit late, okay, and unexpected. And usually I will just wait. This missed the buy limit by, let's see, 94.95 was the buy limit, and the low was 94.98. So it was 3 pips short of the buy limit. So I didn't quite hit that, but I was watching this. I do watch the JPY pairs, and I was watching this, and I saw the turnaround in direction, and I did take this trade. If you got it right from the beginning, that ended up being 300 pips for the week. An excellent trade, and not particularly for the strength of the Australian dollar, I might add. It's because of the weakness of the JPY, which is lower than it's been in history as far as I can remember. Then the CAD JPY was no trade. I did talk about that being at a very, very high price back in here early in the week on the Sunday when I made my video, and I didn't expect that it would continue higher. Now it's where it is now is higher than it has been for 20 years. 2008 was the last time that this even touched this area. So it's been a long, long time since the CAD JPY has been that high. I didn't expect to see it go that high, especially with the price of oil dropping. But again, it's based on the weakness of the JPY. And then the Swiss JPY, well, here's the question of the day. When was the last time the price of the CHF JPY was this high? That's your homework. And see if you can give me a comment in the section below. If you can find it on your chart, I'd like to hear what your answer is. It's a long, long, long time ago. And I did not expect the Swiss JPY to go so high. It looks like early on Monday, it pulled in and fueled up with some rocket fuel and then just took off like a ballistic missile. Unbelievable. These 148.33 is where it is now, and the high of the day was, I think it hit 149. No, not quite. 148.82. Really, really high price. So I'm not taking any trade on these odd CAD Swiss JPY pairs. The prices are just they're off the chart. Wait and see what's going to happen with the JPY. Probably nothing. But the GBP JPY, okay, this one has did the same as the Swiss JPY, pulled into the same rocket fuel station and fueled up and just took off like a ballistic missile. Totally unexpected. So this one, yeah, hit the stop loss. But I do see a change in direction coming, and I'll share that with you now in my 4-hour charts. This is what we've got coming up. Start with gold, as I always do. Resistance is about 1717, and we're closed at 1716 on Friday. Okay, so we're right at a resistance zone now. And when the market opens on Monday, if it breaks above that and starts moving, it could go easily to 1734. Very likely to. That's the next resistance zone. And then even if it breaks above that, could go to 1755. Support at 1713, 1708, and 1700, and then the major support, which I've talked about in every video for the last 3 or 4 weeks, 1680. Okay, but it doesn't look like it's going to drop down to 1680. We got down to 1690 something, I believe it was, 1698 there on that day, maybe a little bit lower earlier on, but never did get close to 1680. So my comments here are, Rick, be careful, okay, because gold is bearish on the day 1 chart and gold is bullish on the H4 chart. So we could be seeing a change in direction, but no confirmation yet. The bears have the advantage, all right, and we need to close above 1734 for the bulls to take over. Right now, the sellers of gold have the advantage where it's trading in this range. Okay, so it's gold is still bearish on the long-term charts, but looks to be turning bullish, and it is bullish on the H4 chart. So just be cautious with trading gold this week. I will wait and see to get confirmation on the daily chart that gold is bullish before I do look to buy. And then the Euro US, I do actually believe that we're going to see a turnaround here, okay, with the Euro US. Because of the good news we had last week with the raising of the interest rate 75 basis points by the European Central Bank, and it has closed finally above dollar parity. Okay, so it looks like it could be getting a boost, and I have a buy limit now on the Euro US buy between 1.0010 and 1.0013 in that range where you see the blue support line here. Then the AUD US the same. I'm starting to see a turnaround. It has reached a low of 0.6697. That means 66 cents would buy an Australian dollar. That's really, really low. Okay, if you're an American and want to travel to Australia, it's a good time to do that. So I see a turnaround now in the Australian US, and I have a buy limit at 0.6800. Let it pull back just a little bit more early in the week, and then it should start to take off again. And the New Zealand US, of course, which trades very similar to the AUD US, is the same. I have a buy limit at 0.6085. It closed just above that on Friday. Let it pull back a little bit and hit the pending order, and then take off to higher prices. The pound US, I'm just not confident to take a trade any direction. Not this week. Okay, with the death of Queen Elizabeth and the Central Bank of the UK deciding to put off their interest rate hike for another week. I think we might just see some sideways movement of the pound, and the pound has reached an extreme low, the lowest in 20 years, at 1.1404. Okay, so you know, with that couple of weeks of the state funeral that they're having in the UK, you know, it's just too much uncertainty. The pound has been bearish for a long time. I do expect that we might start to see some recovery, but for this upcoming week, I'm just going to sit out on the trading the pound US. And then the AUDJPY, no trade. CAD JPY, as I've already said, no trade. Swiss JPY, no trade. Let those prices come back down here where they usually trade. You know, this is just it's off the chart, unbelievable. And then the pound JPY, I do believe that this one is going to turn around. Looking at my daily chart and my 4-hour chart, the day one chart is long. It's bullish, but on Thursday we had a long-legged doji on the D1, and a long-legged doji at resistance, which is where this is, can usually indicate a change in direction. And on the H4 chart, it's now bearish. So I have a sell, not a pending order. When the market opens on Monday morning, sell the GBPJPY. Okay, guys, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to answer the homework question. And I appreciate you being here. And if you like this video, please click like, and of course subscribe to my channel and click the little bell so that you'll get notifications for every time I make one of these videos, which is every Sunday evening. Thanks again. Take care and have a great week of trading. Bye-bye.